So hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss our Leetcode's problem of the day, and our problem is check if the array pairs are divisible by k. Basically, the given problem is a medium level problem, but its difficulty level is very easy. Just you know to understand the concept over here, concept of making the pairs and checking that how these pairs are equal or not, means if it is divisible by k or not. So let's read the question. Basically, you have been given an integer of even length and an integer k. Basically, the length of the array given over here is the length of the array given over here is what divisible by 2 means it is even means 1 2 3 4. Its length is 4 means it's divisible by 2. It's okay. It's anyone can understand. We want to divide the array into exactly n by 2 pairs. Okay, that's why we have been given an array of even length so that we can divide it into exactly n by 2 pairs. Basically, the length of the array over here is 4. Now this array can be divided into n by 2 pairs, the first pair and the second pair, such that the sum of each pair is divisible by k. Means the sum of each pair must be divisible by k over here. So for example, you have been given an array 1, 2, 3, 4, whose length is even, and you have been given k equals to 5. So in this way, you have to form pairs that the sum of the number in each pair must be equals to 5. Means this is a pair and the sum of this number must be equals to 5. So let's see. Our first number is 1. So what must be added to 1 so that its sum is equals to 5? So as you are able to see that only 1 plus 4 is equals to 5. So our first pair will be 1 comma 4. And then left with our 2 and 3 over here. Then we are left with our 2 and 3. So basically this will be the another pair because 2 plus 3 is equals to 5 over there. So it is our another pair. So in this way we have got two pairs over here. So our answer will be true means it is possible to form pairs over here whose sum is equals to the k. So let's discuss it with an example. Understand it with the help of an example over here. For example, you have been given an array of 10 elements like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And basically k is equals to 10 over here. So in what way we can solve the problem is in which way we can form the pairs over here. So our first pair will be, let's check it manually over here. So basically our first pair will be 1 with 9 and then second pair will be 2 with 8 means 1 plus 9 is 10 and 2 plus 8 is also 10 over here. Then 3 plus 7 is also 10. 4 plus 6 is also 10 and then 5 plus 10 is also so 15 means it is divisible over here as we are able to see. Let's check the problem statement. Basically k is given over here 5. K is given 5 means all the numbers over here given is divisible by 5 over here. So means it is possible to form pairs in this case means our answer will be true. This we have checked manually, but in a coding approach what we will use? We will simply solve this problem by brute force approach. Simply by creating an array over here and putting on the frequency of the different elements. Let's try to solve the problem. So this is basically the brute force approach by which we will be going to solve the problem. So for example, if we create a list of means size k over here. For example, we have been given an array of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see from an example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is the array given over here, and your k is also 7 over here. Let's form the list over here of k elements. For example, r equals to 0 multiply k. So basically this will be our list of k elements. Let's now check it. Our k is equals to what? 7 over here. So our r will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is basically our list created for all 7 elements. Because we have to do a modulo over here, means we have to check that if it's divisible or not. That's why we are to create only 7 n elements array. So now we have to check for each element in the array over here. For each element in the array over here, we have to check. Means we have to run a for loop. Now let's check. For example, now we will run a for loop over here for I in ARR. Means this is the for loop we are running over here. Means we are going to run for each element in the array, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we will check that we will increment the value of r of I mod k by 1. R of I mod k by 1. We will going to just simply increment the value. Let's check it by simple iteration over here. Basically, we are running the for loop. First of all, our I is equals to what? Our I is equals to 1. So 1 mod 7 is 1. Okay. So basically, R of 1 will be equivalent to 1 over it. 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay. This will be our array over here. Now, at I equals to, let's suppose at I equals to 2. Means our next element will be 2. So 2 mod 7 is equals to what? 2 mod 7 is equals to 2 only. So our array will be equals to, our means 2 will be incremented by 1. Position 2. Then then at I equals to basically 3. So 3 mod 7. 3 mod 7 is equals to what? 3 mod 7 is basically equals to 3 only. So third value will be incremented by 1. Okay. Now basically our next value is I equals to 4. So basically our 4 mod 7 is equals to 4 only. So fourth value will be incremented by 1. Now let's move forward to fifth value. So 5 mod 7 is equals to what? 5 only. So fifth value will be incremented by 1. Okay, now I equals to basically 6 over here, our last value of the array. 6 mod 7 is equals to what? 6 only. So let's increment the value of 6 over here. Okay, means we have incremented here all the values over here by 1. Okay, we have incremented all the values by 1 over here. So now let's check for the each value. Basically over here we have done all the iterations over here. In this you are able to see that we have done performed all the iterations over here for each and every element. Now let's see the numbers over here. Basically here we have to check for 7 over here. Basically, you have to just check for 7 over there, but we have in total we have only 6 elements. As you are able to see, in total we have only 6 elements. So total number of pairs formed will be 3. Means 6 elements are there. So 6 divided by 2 will be 3. As you are able to see over here, we have total of only 6 elements. These 6 elements. So we will be performing the operations over here. So now we will check that if the zeroth element means the first element of the list over here, if it is divisible by 2, okay, if it is divisible by 2, we will just return true, means move forward, or else we will just return false. Let's see. We'll check that if our r of 0 mod 2 is not equals to 0, means if it's not equals to, means if it is not divisible by 2, means if it is odd over here, you just simply return false, or else continue, or else simply continue over here. Now let's try to first of all code for it, and then further we'll move on to the forming the pairs. Okay, first of all let's try to code over here, then we will move on to forming the pairs over here. First of all, we discuss of creating a list over here. List r equals to 0 multiplied by k. Okay, we have created a list over here. Then we will run a for loop over here. Okay, for I in ARR. We'll run a for loop over here. We will check that if it is means we will increment the value of each element in the list over there. R of I modulo k. R of I modulo k. It will be incremented by 1 over here. Then we will check. We will just simply check over here that if our r of 0 modulo 2 is not equals to 0, we will just simply return false, or else we will continue. If our r of 0 modulo 2 is, if it is not equals to 0, if it is not equals to 0 over here, we will just simply return false. Just simply return false over here. And now basically we will check for the forming the pairs, means how we will forming the pairs over here. So first of all, we have got all the numbers over there in the array. So basically we have got all the numbers in the array over here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Means this array we have created, means this list over here we have created frequency list. So now at the end of the loop, we will check for the condition of creating a pairs like this pair, or we can say forming pairs like this. Simply forming pair like this. We will just check. So for this we have to run a for loop over here. For I in range 1 to, for I in range 1 to k by 2, 2 plus 1. So basically what's the reason behind in running the for loop from 1 over here? We are simply running the for loop from 1 because of this 0, the 0th element over here. Because of the 0th element, we have to run the for loop from the 1 over here, this one, and then till the middle over here, middle of the element. Means basically this array means list over here is given. So we are running from one element. We are simply running from the first element over here and till the middle of the element. Till the middle of the element means k by 2 plus 1. So that this can form pair with this new array means the next array elements. That's why we are running the for loop from 1 to next element. So means what if the element given in the array is what if it is odd? So for this condition is checked over here. So we are running to middle of the element and we will check now. We'll just simply check for the condition that if our r of I is what if it is not equals to r of k minus I, return false. Means we will check that r of I is not equals to r of k minus I, we will just simply return false or else we will return true. Let's one time code for it, then we will dry run it. If our r of I, if our r of I given over here is what not equals to r of k minus I. If it's not equals to r of k minus I over here, simply basically return false. Or else we will just return true. So now basically let's dry run it for a simple condition of just checking that if r of I is not equals to r of k minus I. So first of all, this array we have been given from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this basically array we have been given. Means we have only created a frequency array. So now our one element over here. Our one element is basically here, and our k by 2 plus 1 element. K is what? 7. 7 by 2 plus 1 means the mid of the element. It is basically 4. Means this is 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. Means we have to check for the fourth element over here in the array. So checking for the means we will run till the fourth element. So basically our first array for loop will be run from 1 to 3 over here. As you know that for loop is means if for loop is running from 1 to 10, it will be run from 1 to 9 only. So basically here also it is running from 1 to 4, but it will actually check the elements from 1, 2 and 3 only. So that's the means simplicity of the for loop. So we will check for first element if r of 1 is what not equals to r of k is what 7, 7 minus 1 means r of 1 is what not equals to r of 6 over here. Let's check if it is equal or not. Basically r of 6 and r of 1 is what 1 only. Both are 1. So they are equal also only. Okay. As you know that 1 is equals to 1 only. Just simply return true in this condition. Okay. Just simply return true in this condition. Then let's move forward. Check for the second element. If r of 2 is equals not equals to what? R of k minus 2 means 7 minus 2 means r of 2 is what? Not equals to r of 5. As you are know that as you are able to see that r of 5 what is equals to what? R of 2 means both are 1 only. So in this condition also our answer will be what? True. Then we will check for last condition r of 3 is what? Not equals to r of 7 minus 3. Okay, so basically means r of 3 is what? Not equals to r of 4. So means both are 1 and 1, both are equal. So in this case, our final answer will be just simply true. So this was a dry run for our means problem statement over here. As you are able to see that how we check the last condition means forming of the pairs over here. Okay, how we checked it, and in starting how we created the frequency map over here. Okay, in this case how we have created the list over here by doing the modulo incremented the frequency of each element and checked it. And afterwards we will check the forming of the pairs, and then for each element we form the pair and check if it is equal or not. If it is not equal, return false. If it is equal, just simply return true. So in this case our final answer came as true. So now let's try to run the code over here. We will check that whether it is accepting all the test cases or not. Okay, so basically your code is being accepted over here, as you are able to see. Okay, so as you are able to see that our code is being accepted over here. So now if you have any of the doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. So thank you, friends.